nice serene music for you, calm music for the 60 Seconds to Serenity with me, Gregg Hammond, on Friday, December 22nd, 2017. Just a little bit of music there for you. Some gentle guitar chords. Music is a great way for you to start off and add into your 60 Seconds to Serenity. If you play an instrument, adding that in at the beginning of your day is important. So with the 60 Seconds to Serenity, we have the tools that we've been working on and teaming the very positive and focused thoughts going on in our mind with our breath, right? And no hurry in that breathing. You're just doing a very relaxed breathing and putting together the things we've talked about, some of these empowering statements, right? And I am healthy is a very important one. And 60 Seconds to Serenity is focused on your health and you keeping yourself healthy and happy. And I put on here, I live in paradise, right? We've talked about that. I have the, this is what, behind me you see the hammock and the water and the island and the blue-green water, and what a lot of people think of as that, oh, I live in paradise. So that's paradise, that's where paradise is. And part of the 60 Seconds to Serenity is affirming and acknowledging that the paradise is wherever you go. If you are using the tools that you have naturally occurring, right? Your thought process, your breathing, your ability to smile, your ability to focus on the positive thoughts. If you use those the natural talents and natural abilities that you have given to you, you will live in paradise wherever you are. And you can be in the middle of a busy city, street, downtown area where the cars are going by and the horns are, honking, and all that hustle and bustle and all of that energy of people going through their concentric rings coming out from them, all of that energy, right, can be around you, and you can be in paradise because you have surrounded yourself and you've exercised all of these things that I'm teaching, have been teaching, and as we go forward, continue to teach to empower you. So it's about paradise wherever you are by using these tools. And part of the healthy mindset and the healthy body come together from saying things that you repeat, right? The repetition. Learning to play an instrument like guitar takes practice. It takes repetition. Playing any kind of sport would be the same way, right? Good morning. I see everybody hopping on. I see Laura's in Florida, and I see California on there, and Kentucky, and I always see the UK hopped on. I like that I can broadcast all over. So having affirmations, having things that you repeat and say over and over, right? We're doing this 60 Seconds to Serenity. We're making a tool, and what I recommend is, if you've been paying attention, if you've been catching these videos and paying attention to the things that I'm sharing here, and you've been incorporating those, right? You've started a practice, and hopefully you've been able to do it throughout your day, where you use the 60 Seconds to Serenity tools to empower yourself so that you can respond to things going on throughout your day and observe things, become more aware. We're building our awareness. We're using the non-dominant hand exercises. All these tools are to build your awareness and to build your calm and serene mind, because that is your superpower. So the positive affirmations about your health, right? I've just mentioned some of those. I am healthy is just a quick statement that you can keep saying over and over. I am healthy, I am healthy, I am healthy. I live in paradise. Everywhere I go, I live in paradise. And one of my statements is, everywhere I go and everything I do makes the world a better place for me and for you. I like that one because it's kind of a bit of a rhyming statement, right? I say it all different ways. I change it around, the concept is the same, but I just say these things that I can say over and over. So I'm glad to see, I see Stephanie posted, I do use your tools. So that makes me feel really good to see that that everyone out there is finding these tools helpful. I know they're really helpful because it totally changed my life, and I live a completely different life. People that know me from 2 decades ago know that my life was really bumpy when I discovered, because I thought it was circumstances, right? I thought it was the people and the things going on that, like, outside of me, the government, and my boss, and other people, right? And when I came to the realization that I actually had all of the control and I had the power to shift things because of the way that I responded, by me learning to respond to everything and keep the positive mindset, that I was able to go through my day in a much calmer and more serene existence, but also I was able to focus and achieve goals. I was able to focus on what goals I wanted to achieve instead of dealing with all kinds of other stuff and reacting and just trying to get through the day to the end of the day where I was like, now I need a six-pack. I want to go hang at the bar with my buddies, or hang around the barbecue pit and complain about all of the things that I had experienced, and tell everybody just how bad it was, right? And that was the exact opposite of what I needed to do, because that was creating more. I was experiencing more because that's all that I was focused on. And I didn't understand. I had not been taught that in school. And so as I started to put together all of these things, that I realized all these really wise teachers are sharing all of this information as I studied and as I read, and I realized it might actually be something I could shift, and maybe some of this is my fault, right? Or my doing. And when I realized that and started to see the results, I was a little frustrated. I was also a little embarrassed, and then I was also excited because that meant that I could then shift things. And so that's where these tools come in, and that's why I'm sharing this. It's a little bit at a time to gently take you through. We're preparing the soil in the garden, so when you go into 2018, you can really achieve the goals. You can set the goals, you can achieve it, right? So the affirmation, the daily affirmation of health, I'm going to hold this up so that you can screenshot it if you need to, if you go back and watch this again, right? I'm going to hold it up, and I've got the camera switched so that you can read it, right? But it says the daily affirmation of health, right? My body and all its organs were created by the infinite intelligence in my subconscious mind. It knows how to heal me. Its wisdom created all my organs, tissues, bones, and muscles. This infinite healing presence within me is now transforming every atom of my being, making me whole and perfect. I give thanks for the healing I know is taking place now. Wonderful of the works of the creative intelligence within me. I'm now perfectly healthy. And that's by John Assaraf. He's a brain teacher. He talks about, like, the power of your brain, some of the stuff that I'm sharing here. And that, what a powerful thing for him to have written and shared. And so I'm sharing it, and I'm making sure that you know that's who wrote it, right? It wasn't me. But that's the kind of thing that I was doing on my own. I was doing similar things. I just happened to like this one, and it looks nice. And so I share it with you because that's what our community of leaders and teachers is all about. We share things, and we teach, and we share things that are powerful. And reading is one of those things. I have a book holder. I have many book holders throughout this guitar castle in Washington, D.C. here, because I like to have the books open so I can sit down or stop for a second and pause. I take my 60 seconds to Serenity. As I'm doing the breathing, I go through and I read something. And this is the chapter Yourself. It's by Thomas Troward. And one of the powerful, there's so many powerful parts of this chapter, right? This book has several of his books all together. It's the collection. But it says, we are employing a force which is much greater than we believe ourselves to be. Yet it is not separate from us and needing to be persuaded or compelled, right? because that power exists in us. It's there, right? And we have the ability to focus that power, right? It's like aiming a hose and spraying the water out of it. You can focus it. Focus it on your 60 seconds to serenity, the breathing gently in and out, calm and serene, and adding in all of these positive affirmations like that one I just said, and that becomes your news flash, right? We replace the negative news, the stuff that will get you all riled up, and if you look, and all you have to do is watch some news, and then there's plenty of stuff to get you upset, right? But that really doesn't have the power. That information can be set aside out here so that you can keep a calm, serene mind. This is the superpower, right? I'm talking about that out of the chapter called Serenity, this last chapter of As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. And this card has it in a couple of folds there, right? So my non-dominant hand exercise is writing out the Serenity chapter, right? If that is a lot for you to do, and you're just doing the non-dominant hand exercise where you're writing your name and the day and the number of the month, year, wind, direction, temperature, sunrise and sunset. If you're just doing those, and that's plenty, then that's great. That's enough if that's what you want to do. If you want to push it a little further, you could write out something else. You could take just the first paragraph from the Serenity chapter, just that first one, right? I've written out, I have started today, I started the 2 paragraphs, right? I'm going to write out more, and I'm doing that with my non-dominant hand, because with the practice of that, this non-dominant hand, the hand that used to be non-dominant, has become extremely functional, and so now I can do both, right? I can write with both hands, and it wasn't like that when I first started. When I first started, it was half the page to write out a paragraph, and it got better and better and better, and then it got to where it was inside of the lines all the time, and it became more and more legible. So it takes time. You just have to be patient, and I tell a lot of the people who are studying with me, whether it's personal, the personal growth, whether it's guitar, whether it's wilderness survival, all of these different things that I have taught over the year. As I teach, I tell my students, you got to be patient with the process. The process is the repetition, it's repeating it, it's staying consistent, it's dedicating yourself to the time, being determined that you will accomplish what you're setting out to accomplish, because you have a power inside you that is far greater than you would ever imagine, and all you have to do is practice and learn how to focus it, narrow it down. And I'm giving you the chimes for the morning. I know I started a little bit later today. I've been checking out the times actually to see what's a little bit easier for a lot of people to get on. And the chime and the time, important parts of doing this morning video. And I was mentioning about drinking plenty of water, right? Getting your hydration in there. Setting yourself up with a water bottle. And also having good healthy things to put into your water. Yesterday the soda bottle popped up, and I realized, oh, it's what an interesting thing to happen. I couldn't remove that without restarting the video, and I just thought I'll just leave it on there and talk about the fact that soda, most of the soda or pop, however you think about that, and energy drinks and a lot of things are filled with sugars and other additives which you don't really benefit from having in your body. And sometimes when you repeat that, the repetition of that can really do some damage. And so I use a lot of very healthy products, and I put in, and I actually distribute them. If you're interested, send me a message, I'll send you information. So calmness of mind, that's the superpower that you're achieving through the 60 seconds to serenity, breathing in and focusing on all these positive things. And then we use the gratitude list where you're writing out 10 things. And I recommend that for going into this next year that you get yourself a journal or two. I got some of those for the birthday the other day. This one is really nice, very fine journal leather that my dad gave me. So I like to have different types of journals because I can do my non-dominant handwriting in there, and I can do my journaling and write in other things there. The journals are nice. Oh, I suggest that you get them because I'm going to be telling you about all kinds of writing that you can do. Anyway, that is it for today for the Fantastic Friday. Tomorrow, I will be on for the guitar lesson. The 60 Seconds to Serenity is Monday through Friday now. We started back in October, so there's plenty of those. You can go back and watch those as the progress moves along. And the guitar lessons are on Saturday, 9 a.m. Washington, D.C. time. Those are free, very basic beginner guitar lessons to get you started and prepare for summer solstice when we do the great big global jam for peace. And you can be ready to play whatever instrument you want, but the guitar lessons are something that it's easy. It's a very, very easy instrument to carry around and to practice on and have in the home compared to something big like a piano or something like a tuba, which could potentially really disturb your neighbors, or a violin, which is a bit screechy as you're getting started and finding the notes. But all of those are good instruments, so I'm not telling you not to play those. I'm just saying that the guitar lessons are free, and I'd love to get you started, and you're welcome to share that. The idea is I'm giving back in gratitude for my life being so good. That's why I'm doing all of these free 60 Seconds to Serenity, and that's why I'm doing the free guitar lessons. In my own gratitude for my life being amazing, for me having the blessing of understanding how to use my thoughts and use the 60 Seconds to Serenity tools to shift things in the direction and the way that I want to create the garden and grow the things in my life, to experience the things that I want to experience and eliminate the things that I don't want. Anyway, I'm sending you off with that. Peace, love, and music. I will see you for the guitar lesson tomorrow, or I will see you on Monday for the 60 Seconds to Serenity. And peace, love, music.